Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So, CHERNEKA Johnson from New Zealand. I think she's based in Australia. She's a Maori, got the old Maori tattoos on there. She improves to 17 wins with 7 KOs, or stoppages, and 2 defeats. But she stops Nina Hughes in 7 rounds. And this was a corner retirement because the towel came fluttering in. CHERNEKA Johnson had virtually everything her own way. Now, if you think back to their first fight, that was very, very competitive. And one of the cards in that fight was like 98-92 for Johnson, which is just absolutely ludicrous. It was a competitive fight. One of the judges had it 95-95. I got no problem if you say you thought CHERNEKA Johnson won that fight, but 8 rounds to 2, absolute abomination of a card. This time, I don't think I gave Hughes a round. Hughes was beaten up, game as hell. This was only Nina Hughes' 8th fight. She's now lost 2 back-to-back to Johnson, but she's actually a former world champ. And she won the Commonwealth belt as well. This was for the WBA Super Bantam title. Nina Hughes, she got a win over Tycee Gallagher. That's a pretty good win. She beat Jamie Mitchell. Jamie Mitchell's career seems to have petered out, which is a shame because I think she's got a lot of talent. But, it seems that I think age is probably catching up with Nina because she is a 42-year-old mother of 2. And, it's 12 years older than CHERNEKA Johnson. And it's beginning to tell, to be honest with you. I know she's only at eight fights, but it's... Yeah, she's tough, and she was desperately trying to keep Johnson off her, but it weren't happening. Now, I think Johnson deserves a lot of credit for her tactics because I've seen quite a bit of both these girls, and I would say that Hughes has better skills. So what did Johnson have to do? Johnson had to get in there and drag Hughes into a fight, a proper fight, which she did. And she did it very well. From the word go, from the opening seconds, Johnson was all over Hughes, straight in her face, roughing her up. And by the 3rd round, Hughes had a bloody nose. There were abrasions on her face. Johnson, not a mark on her. The heads were going in a little bit much. But Johnson was really dominating, but the moment there was any kind of space between the two, Hughes was almost threatening to go to work. I didn't give her a round, but there were just little 5-second pockets where there was space between them, and Hughes was allowed to get the jab going and so on. It could have been a competitive fight. So credit to Johnson for not allowing that to happen, for insisting we're going to have a slugfest. And that's what it was. Johnson just walked in the front door and started slugging. That's what she needed to do, and that's what she did very, very well. In fact, Johnson, she's had 19 fights now, 17 wins. She's actually, I think, a 2-weight world champion. I think she held at the super bantamweight. Did I say this was a super bantamweight fight? This was a bantamweight fight. Johnson has held a belt, I think, at super bantam, the IBF belt. This was at the WBA bantamweight. She dropped down to fight Hughes and beat her. But her 2 defeats, one of them is to Ellie Scottney. That was a 10-round decision at Wembley. She was game and tough, but I definitely think Ellie won that quite easily. So if you can keep Johnson off you, you can beat her. Ellie's a very good fighter, very good boxer, and she's physically tough. I think that if you can physically hold Johnson off and then start using your skills, Johnson is not particularly scientific in what she does, and she can be defeated using skill, but you need that physical strength to go with it. Skill is not enough because Johnson will be coming at you all night. And don't forget, these are 10 2-minute rounds. So it's not as if these are, it's a long fight. It's the old proverbial sprint rather than a marathon. But a very good win for Johnson. CHERNEKA Johnson, very, very good win. And is she going to go for unifications? I don't see why not. Yeah. For Nina Hughes at 42, you would think maybe she wants to find a different line of work. She's been a world champ, beaten a couple of very good girls. And like I say, she's only had 8 fights. But at that age, you have to wonder. I mean, with women's boxing, you never know, because opportunities do come along, because the gene pool, the talent pool is not that deep. But I don't know, maybe drop down a level, try to pick up a British title. Yeah, but well done, CHERNEKA JOHNSON. Let me know what you thought. Let me know. I mean, I think Johnson is fun to watch because she's so aggressive. But I'm not so sure about I think skill wise, if you've got the physical ability or the physical prowess to keep her off, and you can get your skills rocking and rolling, you can probably handle her. But she is a tough night's work for anyone. Make no mistake about that. So comments below. Are you from New Zealand or Australia? Tell me what you think about Johnson. And yeah, leave your comments below. I'll have a read. I'll answer as many as I can. And if you like the video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and spread the word about Joe's Son of Boxing. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and bye for now.